Have you ever shared something personal with someone, only to regret it later? Maybe it cost you a friendship, maybe a job, or maybe, just maybe, it opened a door for someone to destroy your peace. Before we dive deep into the 5 dangerous secrets you should never reveal if you want to protect your life, your peace, and your purpose, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Here on Stoic Sage, we unpack ancient wisdom to help you navigate modern chaos. And trust me, what you're about to learn today might just save your love life, your career, and your very sanity. So watch this video till the very end, because every secret builds on the next, and skipping one might leave you exposed. It was the year 174 AD. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, sat silently in his tent, deep in thought. The war against the Germanic tribes had drained him, but it wasn't the swords or the strategies that exhausted him most. It was the whispers in his court, the people he trusted, who knew too much. He once wrote in his meditations, "The more we value things outside our control, the more vulnerable we become." And that included the things we say. Now, over 1800 years later, his insights are more relevant than ever. Today, we live in a world of oversharing. Social media tells us it's normal to spill every emotion, every achievement, every scar. But Marcus, he would have called that a self-inflicted wound. So what are these secrets he would urge us to keep locked away? Secret number 1, your long-term goals. Have you ever been in love with a dream? Not a person, but a future, a vision. Maybe it was the dream of a peaceful life with someone you loved, or building a home together, or starting a business that you swore would change everything. Maybe, just maybe, you even told them about it. You looked them in the eyes and said, "One day, you and I, we're going to have it all." And for a moment it felt real. They smiled. You trusted them. You trusted the universe. But then it all fell apart. Let me tell you a story. Maybe you'll find yourself in it. There was a young man named Elias, quiet, smart, kind. He fell in love with a girl who lit up his world. Let's call her Lila. Late night calls, whispered promises, dreams under the stars. He gave her his heart. But he didn't stop there. He gave her his blueprint. He told her everything, his business plan, how he'd quit his job soon, his 5-year strategy, even how he'd propose. To him, sharing was love, vulnerability, trust. But here's the thing. Not everyone can carry the weight of your vision, and not everyone wants to see you succeed. Months later, after they broke up, Elias saw parts of his plans reflected somewhere else. Another guy, a similar business, and Lila, she was cheering him on. Whether she betrayed him or not didn't matter. The damage was done. Elias had spoken his dream into a world that wasn't ready to receive it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That means obstacles aren't blockages. They're the path. But here's the twist. You create your own obstacles when you speak too soon, especially to people who haven't earned the right to hear your dreams. And let's be honest, we've all done it, haven't we? We've overshared. Told someone we loved how we'd rise from nothing, how we'd buy that house, get that job, become something rare. And when they left or laughed or leaked it, we felt foolish, exposed, violated. Why does this matter? Because your dreams, your long-term goals are sacred. They are not for public consumption. They are not to prove a point. They are seeds. And seeds don't grow when you dig them up to show the world. Marcus Aurelius never boasted about his strategies, not even to his closest friends. He acted, he reflected, he documented, but he never advertised. So I ask you, what dreams have you spoken into the wrong ears? What goals have you revealed to someone who didn't value you? And most of all, what if your love story, your future, your dream life is still possible if you stop announcing it and start protecting it? If you've ever been betrayed after sharing your heart or your dreams, let me know in the comments. You're not alone. We've all walked through that fire. But from today, let's walk in silence. Let's build in private. Let the world see the results, not the roadmap. And trust me, your future self, the one standing next to the right person, will thank you for it. Secret number 2, the depth of your suffering. Have you ever loved someone so deeply that when they hurt you, it didn't just break your heart? It broke you? Not all at once, slowly, quietly, like 1,000 little cuts no one else could see. You smiled in public. You laughed with friends. But behind closed doors, you bled in silence. Now let me tell you a story. Maybe, just maybe, you'll see a part of your own in it. There was a girl named Mira. She loved deeply, purely with her whole soul. She trusted a man who promised her forever. He made her feel seen, special, safe. But over time, that love became something else, cold, distant, confusing. He stopped showing up, stopped listening. One day, he was everything. The next, he was gone. When he finally left, he didn't just walk out of the door. He walked out with her sense of worth. Mira, like many of us, turned to her friends. She cried on their shoulders. She posted cryptic quotes online. She told her coworkers how he lied, how he changed, how she felt broken. She needed to speak her pain. But here's where the storm began. Some friends comforted her, but others judged her, whispered behind her back. She's too emotional. She should have seen it coming. She's always playing the victim. And the pain she shared in vulnerability became gossip in someone else's mouth. Now hear this, Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." What does that mean for people like Mira or you? It means this: your suffering is yours to carry, yours to grow from, yours to transform, but not everyone deserves to witness it. When you share your deepest wounds with people who haven't earned that trust, you give them power over your most fragile pieces. And some people, let's be honest, don't hold hearts gently. They hold them like weapons. So let me ask you, have you ever told someone how much it hurt, and they used it against you later? Have you ever opened your soul only to be misunderstood, pitied, or betrayed? You're not alone. But here's the Stoic truth Marcus Aurelius would remind us of. Just because you suffer doesn't mean you must speak. Sometimes the silence heals faster than the noise. Healing doesn't mean you hide. It means you choose wisely. You pick the one friend, the one journal, the one sacred space where your pain won't echo back as shame, because your suffering is sacred. So next time someone asks, "Are you okay?" you don't owe them a saga. You owe yourself protection. Let your healing be quiet. Let your rise be private. Let your soul rebuild in silence. And when you're whole again, you'll thank yourself for keeping your pain where it belongs, safe. Secret number 3, your acts of kindness. Have you ever done something kind, deeply, quietly, lovingly, for someone you cared about, hoping they'd see your heart? Maybe it was your partner. Maybe it was someone you loved so much you would have moved the stars for them. You brought them food when they were sick. You stayed up late to listen to them cry. You sacrificed your time, your money, even your pride, just to see them smile. But then, they forgot. They took it for granted. Or worse, they used it. Let me tell you a story. Maybe you'll feel it in your chest. His name was Ayan. Ayan wasn't rich, but he had a generous heart. He fell for a woman who was going through a rough time. Let's call her Nia. He saw her not as broken, but beautiful. Where others saw drama, he saw depth. She was his muse, his reason. And so he poured everything into her. Bought her gifts he couldn't afford. Wrote her long letters. Drove hours just to be near her on bad days. He didn't want credit. He just wanted her to feel loved. One night after a long shift at work, he surprised her with candles, music, her favorite food just because she'd been stressed. He didn't post it. He didn't boast about it. But guess what? She did. She posted a blurry photo with the caption, "Look what someone did." So sweet. No mention of his name. No emotion. No connection. Just content. And over time, the more kind things Ayan did, the less Nia valued them. Because they were expected now, not cherished. One day she left him for someone who did far less, but said all the right things. Ayan was devastated. And that's when he stumbled upon a quote by Marcus Aurelius that changed everything. When you have done good and another has benefited, why do you still look for a third thing besides these? Credit for the good deed or a return on it? That hit hard, because Marcus wasn't saying kindness is weakness. He was saying true kindness is silent, expectation-free. But in today's world, we've been taught that love must be seen to be real, that if we're kind, we should post it, that if we give, we deserve recognition. But real love doesn't shout. It shows, quietly, consistently, with no camera in sight. So let me ask you, have you ever loved someone with all your heart and they never truly saw you? Did your kindness become invisible? That doesn't mean you were foolish. It means your heart was honest. But from today, be wise. Don't stop being kind, just stop announcing it. Let your good deeds be between you and your soul, because people may forget what you said. They may forget what you did. But your energy, your truth, That leaves a mark no one can erase. And the right person, the one who's meant for you, will see your kindness, even in silence. Secret number 4, your romantic failures. Have you ever tried to impress someone you loved with what you had? Your car, your clothes, your paycheck, your dreams, because deep down, you were afraid they wouldn't stay if you didn't? We've all done it. You meet someone who lights up your soul and suddenly you want to give them the world. You want to be their world? You pick the nicest restaurant even if it hurts your wallet. You lend them money without question. You show them what you're building, what you've saved, what you could become. All because love made you generous, vulnerable, willing. Let me tell you a story. Maybe you'll find yourself in it. His name was Ray. Ray wasn't flashy, but he worked hard. He'd grown up with little, so every dollar he earned mattered. Every item he owned came from blood, sweat, and nights he didn't sleep. Then he met Alina. She was stunning, not just in looks, but the way she carried herself, confident, elegant, ambitious. Ray thought, if I don't show her I can provide, she'll lose interest. So he started spending more than he had. Designer dates, surprise gifts, even offered to help her pay off a few bills. She was touched at first, but slowly, it became normal, expected, until one day she asked him straight up, "How much do you have saved?" He told her, honestly, naively. And after that, something shifted. She stopped calling as much, became colder. Eventually, she said, "You're a great guy, but I think we're just in different places in life." Ray was shattered, not because she left, but because he realized something. He had shown her his bank account before she ever saw his heart. And worse, he handed over information that didn't belong in her hands. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In today's world, we chase the opposite. We think the more we show, the more we'll be loved. But here's the truth. If someone only loves you because of what you have, they were never in love with you at all. So let me ask you, have you ever tried to buy love just a little? Have you ever exposed your savings, your salary, your side hustle success, just to prove your worth? Here's the lesson. Keep your wealth private, not because you're greedy, but because your value isn't measured in digits. And the right person, they won't care how much you have in the bank. They'll care how much you have in your heart. So protect your treasure, and not just your money, but your time, your effort, your generosity. Because love that sees your net worth instead of your soul was never love to begin with. Secret number 5, your financial status. Have you ever been at that crossroads in love where you're quiet, smiling, nodding on the outside, but on the inside, you're planning your escape? You know what I mean? That moment when the person you love keeps making the same mistakes, ignoring your worth, pushing your boundaries, and while they think everything's fine, you've already made a silent decision. This is the last time. You haven't told them yet. Maybe you haven't even admitted it to yourself out loud, but something shifted. Let me tell you a story, one that might sound a little like your own. There was a woman named Ria, kind soul, patient heart. She'd been with a man who didn't hit her or scream, but he bruised her. Spirit in slow, silent ways. He forgot her birthday 2 years in a row. He called her dreams cute. He flirted in front of her but swore it was nothing. And she stayed. Because love, she thought, was about holding on, endurance, forgiveness. But then one evening they were out with friends. She laughed a little too loud at a joke, and he leaned over whispering sharply, "Don't make a scene." That was it. She didn't say anything back. She didn't cry. She just looked at him and nodded. And in her heart she decided, "I'm done." That night, while he slept peacefully beside her, she stayed awake. Not planning revenge, not planning to beg, but planning her next move. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." And in her case, it meant no more talking, no more explaining. Just action. Because when you're really done, you don't scream it. You move in silence. So let me ask you, are you quietly planning something right now? A breakup? A goodbye? A comeback? A new beginning? Have you ever loved someone so much that the decision to leave felt like cutting your own skin, but staying would have destroyed your soul? Your next move is sacred. It's the moment where your power returns. Not to hurt someone, not to prove anything, but to protect the person you've been ignoring, yourself. And that's why you must never announce your next move too early. Because when you speak too soon, people manipulate. They cry, they twist your heart. They promise to change, But when you move in silence, you confuse their control. You take back your power. Not every goodbye has to be loud. Sometimes strength is packing your things with no warning. Sometimes it's deleting their number without making a show. Sometimes it's choosing you without needing applause. So if you're listening to this and you're on the edge, if you're planning your next step in love or in life, do it quietly. And when they look back, wondering how you disappeared so peacefully, just remember, not all storms make noise. Some are quiet, but they change everything. Now you might ask, isn't this stoic silence just emotional suppression? Not at all. Stoicism isn't about bottling up emotions. It's about controlling your narrative. Choosing what to reveal and when. It's about creating a sacred space between you and the world so the world can't dictate who you are. Marcus Aurelius lived through betrayal, war, grief, and temptation. Yet he never let those forces define him because he kept his inner world protected. And today you must do the same. We live in a hyper-connected era. Everyone's watching. Everyone's listening. The more you share, the more you surrender power. But the less you reveal, the more control you gain. So remember, 1. Keep your goals sacred until they manifest. 2. Guard your suffering like a treasure. 3. Let your kindness stay anonymous. 4. Heal your heartbreaks privately. 5. Cloak your finances in humility. This isn't paranoia. This is preservation. This is stoic armor. Marcus Aurelius didn't survive the brutal politics of Rome by being loud. He survived and thrived by being deliberate, private, purposeful. And so should you. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.